Well, hey, Rad Kids Elementary parents, it's Pastor Brandon here with another new elementary overview. It's a lot of words. So I hope you are all enjoying this fall as we're moving into it. It's been still kind of warm, if I'm honest, when I'm talking about Colorado weather. Anyways, but I hope you all are having a great fall, and maybe you've got out to see some of the leaves and some of the nice weather out there. The leaves are starting to turn, so it's just a great opportunity for as a family for you to get out. But we're going to be starting a new series in our elementary classrooms on October 13th. And I just wanted to just give you an overview of that, because remember, these videos, the whole purpose and intent is for us from Rad Kids to partner with you and equip you, because we know that you are the primary disciplers of your kids. So with that, I'm just going to get right into it. We are going to be starting a series on the armor of God. So you'll find this in a link that's attached with the email that you got this in. There's going to be this, it's in a family resource folder. So that just kind of overviews each week and breaks them down, what specifically we're talking about. But for 8 weeks, we're going to be going through the armor of God with the elementary kids. So one of the intents with this series is, or objective, whatever you would like to call it, is by the end of this series, our kids will be able to recite Ephesians 6, verses 10 through 18. Now, you may say, man, Pastor Brendan, how in the world is my kid going to remember all of those verses? Well, when we did this a few years ago, we had multiple kids. We had over a dozen kids be able to recite the entire armor of God, which is Ephesians 10 or 6, verses 10 through 18. And so it's really awesome that we're actually going through this series now, because when Pastor Richard planned this, the curriculum, this curriculum was planned at the beginning of the year. And how cool is it that Pastor Todd and Kelly have just finished, well, not finished, have still been teaching us through the book of Ephesians. So we've actually been going through the last couple of weeks, if you've been around, going through the actual pieces of armor. So we're going to teach the kids about that. We're going to go through that. We're going to break it down week by week, just like Pastor Todd and Kelly did. And we're going to teach the kids that. So like I said, there is going to be a link that has a family resource folder. It's going to have that overview in it as well. And then there's also, you will see take-home pages that have the date for each week. So it's week 1 through 8. There'll be 8 different take-homes on there. It has what the kids' focus is for that week. It has the Bible case file that we're teaching the kids. The faith fact is, which is that idea, that big main idea that we're teaching the kids to help them remember that week. And then there's just some questions on here, like this first one for God's power for week number 1 says, what challenge do we face because we're God's children? So it's just kind of some things on there. And then it talks about the verse a little bit more. And then if your kids have a Fire Bible, it tells them specifically on the Fire Bible where they can go look in either the NIV version or the NK JV version, what page the Bible case is found on. So those are just some ideas. And there's even one other thing on this parent resource, the take-home family devotional, whatever you would like to call it. On the very bottom of it, there's some extra additional fun stuff that the kids can go online. And there's a code that they can put in so that they could do, for the faith case, it's just a code they can put in to see the video. Because one of the other things that I'll talk about with the Faith Case Armor of God series is each week, the kids are going to be investigating the armor of God. And there is a character, her name is Regina. Every week, she's going to be doing different things where she's investigating, and she's in a school setting, and the kids are going to be able to, every week, they'll be able to go along with the series, and they'll watch these as a part of our lesson when we teach. So it's kind of like a series or a session update where the kids can, they'll be able to follow along, and they're with Regina investigating the armor of God. So that's just kind of an idea. So let me go to the specifics. On October 13th, the very first week, like I said, this is in that family resource folder. You'll be able to find this. It's a document in there. It's actually called, let me scroll up here because I have it put up on my screen. It just says Armor of God Series 2024. So that's your overview, and then it has all of the weeks. So let me talk about the first week. The main point is I am weak, but God is strong. We're going to be teaching the Bible lesson from 1 Samuel chapter 17. This is where Goliath challenges God's people. So really the idea of this is we're teaching the kids about God's power in this first week. So that's week number one. The sword drill for that day is going to be Ephesians 6, verse 10. So finally be strong in the Lord and in his might. Um, so the kids will also have motions that they will be learning with the verses as we go through each week, and those will be taught to them inside the classroom. So let's jump to October 20th. It's the main point is I will always tell the truth. And then the Bible lesson is found in Acts chapter 4, verses 32 through 37. This is Ananias and Sapphira, the story where we've taught the kids this story before in the past, over the past few years. But this is going to focus from the part of the verse where it's to stand firm, then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist. So we're teaching them about that part of that piece of the armor. And in this Bible lesson story, if you know it or are familiar with it, Ananias and Sapphira, it's a husband and wife, they lied to one of the disciples about an offering that they had given. And so anyways, it's just to kind of give you a little bit of context with that. Then on October 27th, I will do what is right is the main point. And then we're teaching from Esther chapter 2, verse 5 through 7. And this is the story of where Mordecai stands up for what is right. So the sword drill or the verse that is being focused on this week is Ephesians 6:14. So stand firm then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place. So that's kind of the verse and where it pulls from and how it ties into the story. Moving forward to November 3rd, the main point is going to be I am ready for the fight. And the Bible lesson is going to be pulled from Joshua 1, verses 1 through 18. This is where Joshua leads the Israelites. And the verse from is going to be Ephesians 6:15 as far as the sword drill and the as far as the bringing in the armor of God with the Bible lesson. And it's and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. So this is 4 weeks I've just kind of covered already. And so what you see is each week we're going to be building on another part of the armor of God verses that you will find there in Ephesians 6, verses 10 through 18. So at this point, we're up to verse 15. So let's jump to November 10th. The main point is I am protected when I have faith in God. And we're going to be teaching in the Bible lesson in 2 Kings chapter 6, verses 8 through 23. And this is Elisha, not Elijah, Elisha sees God's army. And it's Ephesians 6:16 is the sword drill. So in addition to all of this, take up the shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. So just a quick note, if you didn't, this, if you never read this story or not familiar with it, or maybe haven't read it in some time, this is the vision that Elisha was given to see the army of God that was supporting and that was going to be fighting the battle with him, and he wasn't by himself. So just that's kind of that idea with that one. So let's jump to November 17th. I am saved by God. This is going to be, that's the main point. I am saved by God. The Bible lesson is Jesus defeats death. And this is the verse is take the helmet of salvation. And then you jump forward to the next week is November 24th. I will memorize God's word. And this is Matthew 4, verses 1 through 11. This is Jesus uses the sword of the Spirit. This is when the devil is trying to tempt him and trying to attack him. And he uses the Bible to fight back. So the verse is take the helmet of salvation, which is Ephesians 6:17. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. And then the last week, which should be December 1st, it's going to be focusing on I will pray every single day. So Mark 14, verses 32 through 42, Jesus prays in Gethsemane. So this is the last lesson of the series, and it's the last verse, Ephesians 6:18, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. So that's what we're going to be teaching the kids over the next 8 weeks, is going through and breaking down the armor of God. I pray that this video has been helpful for you and partnering with you. If there's any way that we can improve this video, please give me some feedback. Respond on the YouTube video that you're going to find this on, or reply to the email that you get this, because the whole intent is for us to partner with you. We love you guys. We're so thankful for you, and I pray that this series empowers your kids to put on the armor of God and to use it and to be equipped to fight against the enemy. So I hope you all have a great week and great months ahead as we shift into the what's coming ahead of us, Radiant Fall Fest and Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve and all the great things ahead of us. So we'll see you soon.